Once again, multiplication with lattice multiplication. I know what you guys have on the screen, you guys did not on your worksheet, but I just want us to review something before we get to do that. I know I haven't talked about, at least this side, I haven't talked about areas of rectangles, but I'm pretty sure you guys know it. If I have this rectangle, 6 by 8, well, what's the area of this rectangle? 48. Because we just go 6 times 8. Right? So it gives us 48. So every time we see a rectangle, and squares are rectangles, that's how I'm gonna get the area of such rectangle. So now let's take a look at our work. You notice there's a rectangle here. Right? That's a rectangle. The measurements of that rectangle are 8 by 2. What's the area of that rectangle? 16. I'm just going to go 16. Now this other rectangle is 8 by 6. What's the area of this rectangle? 48. This square right here is 1 by 2. What's the area of that rectangle? 2. I'm going to use writing two numbers. So I'm going to go 0, 2. And then this one, the area of this rectangle is 1 by 6, right? How much is 1 times 6? 6. Well, once again, I'm going to go writing using two numbers, 0, 6. Now, I'm going to add, you see how diagonal, we have some rows there? I'm going to add the rows starting at the far right. This number by itself, 8, drop it. I'm just going to put an 8 there. On this side, how much is 6 plus 4 plus 6? 16. So carry the tens on the next row and write down the 6, right? 16. On the next row, how much is 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 0? 4. 4. And we basically ignore the zeros. And then the last zero, I'm going to ignore it. So now here, this answer right here wrapped around it, that's my answer. I'm going to say 18 times 26 is 468. You see it on my answer here on my box. I have 18 times 26, and then my answer is 468. So wrapped around my whole thing, I have the question, 18 times 26, and I also have my answer. That's the beauty of lattice multiplication. Let's take a look at the second one, 98 times 86. I'm going to start with any square, right? For my first question, I started with the far right. It doesn't matter which square you do first, so let me do this. You guys see where my little thing is? How much is 9 times 6? 54. So I'm going to do this. Then you do any other square. I'm going to jump to this next one. How much is 8 times 6? 48. This one, 9 times 8. 72. And lastly, 8 times 8. 64. Alright, so I drop this 8. The far number, I drop it. How much is 4 plus 4 plus 4? 12. So carry the 1, or the tens, and write down the 2. For this one, how much is 1 plus 6 plus 2 plus 5? 14. So carry the 1, write down the 4. And lastly, how much is 1 plus 7? 8. So 98 times 86, I'm going to say is 8,428. And this one I used a little comma, right? Because it separates the families that we talked about yesterday. And then the reason why it's nice to, we can do any square, because let me take a look at this far right. I know the timetables of 2. I'm going to do the timetables of 2 easily. How much is 2 times 3? 6. How much is 2 times 4? 8. So, because we know the timetables of 2, that's the one we went at. Now, the other squares, how much is 3 times 3? 9. And 3 times 4? 12. So I'm just going to add, I know this 8, I leave it as an 8. How much is 6 plus 2? 8. How much is 9 plus 1? 10. And then 1 plus 0, I'm going to say it's 1. So 32 times 34, I'm going to say it's 1,000. and 88. Right? Lattice multiplication is nice. If you notice here in the second row, my first question, there's one number that is 0. I know anything times 0 is 0, so guess what? I'm just going to put my zeros there. Right? 0 times 8, 0 times 3, boom, I got that done. I leave my timetables of 0 is easy. Timetables of 1, it's real simple too. How much is 1 times 8? 8. How much is 1 times 3? 3. So I drop this 0. There's only a 3 here, right? I'm ignoring my zeros. There's only an 8 here. So 10 times 83 is 830. If the 0 is on the far right, like our case, do write it. Do write that 0. If the 0 is at the far left, like you guys see at the beginning of this, then you can ignore it. But once again, if the 0 is at the far right, do write it. If the 0 is at the beginning, yeah, ignore it. Some of you guys might come and say, well, why do I do lattice when I know the traditional? Today, do me a favor and practice the lattice. And I know my numbers are small. It's a 2-digit by 2 digits. So we call this a 2 by 2 lattice. But tomorrow, we're going to move to a 5 by 3 lattice. So what that means is the first number is 5 digits, and the second number is 3 digits. If we do it traditional way, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that will be very bad. But with lattice, I'll show you guys tomorrow. The 5 by 3 lattice, it's easy. It's easy to follow. Any questions on how to do lattice multiplication? Simple? Okay, I know I didn't leave a space for your name, but do me a favor and do write it. Because that way I know whose paper it is. All right. Let me take roll really quick.